Hello. A Tango game works now. The Evil Within tells the twisted and many would say tragic tale of ex-detective Sebastian's continued exploration into nightmarish fantasy lands created by Evil Corporation here. Now in Evil Within, so we move away from the linear storytelling and move to a somewhat hub-based open world with big hubs that tell us Sebastian's descended into the darkness of the drinky drink nursing an alien liver and living in a world where everyone thinks he just absolutely insane Evil Within. Will be out for the PS4, Xbox One and PC. Today let's see how it did, shall we? As always, if you like the video, maybe subscribe. So, here's my review for Evil Within 2. That's a damn good cup of coffee, the world's scariest marshmallow peep, and Alan Wake straight up for a graphic start first, and boom, just like that color was added to a world, but it really does, especially at first, feel like the game's fictional creature have crawled out of whatever Evil digital brain space the characters have created and messed around with the color settings, but no, and here's the thing, it actually makes sense, so stick with it because it's not the only thing that changed with Evil Within, but sticking for a moment about things that have not changed. One of them is the game's engine and moving from a linear, more directed experience to the absurd open world or hub-based game means we don't actually see the large jump in fidelity that many times we expect to see in games with an insane title. Even on the PC, with the ability to get to 4K with a couple adjustments on a 1070 or 1080, you are still looking at the game that structurally is actually a bit behind the curve. Does it mean it's bad? No, but Evil Within had its own share of issues and some of them still exist here. The strange way in which Sebastian moves. For example, like gravity just does not affect him more. He has a 4-foot steel rod fast to the spine. I like to envision the first option because the second one sort of cross or at times what looked like the complete natural lack of collision detection and some of the attacks, or at least ones that made sense, which sent operation enemies and antagonists falling backwards or sideways, sometimes completely separate from what I had done. But you know what, it's not all bad. Here there's a lot that I actually liked. For example, the hub-based world interested me a great deal, and while it issue realistic design like many titles plopping down random tables, doing wells and profitable all around the game world, it ends up opening up the game space to create unequal experiences that just weren't available in the original title, like later on in the game when new enemies are introduced into spots you have been or maybe haven't been making quick forays into city quest areas, a different experience than they would have been originally, and I really dug that while texture work even on the PC is not gonna win any awards at all for detail and neither will geometry and complexity, I have to admit I dig the way the world set up and it's more of a use what's available to you kind of design than the original title, and it really did work. But in the end, despite a couple absolutely incredible looking bosses and some excellent enjoyable friends, to electricity bomb bash smash slash or shoot, Evil Within 2 just doesn't really look that great. The effects for some things like the later stages flamethrowers are incredible, but overall it's not a huge increase in fadeability of appearance, recycling in odd moments where you may think back and go did Evil Within 1 look better than this, and in some places it actually may have, but it also wasn't an open world like title this nor did it all offer this kind of gameplay. It's a trade-off for sure. I'm just not 100% sure that Evil Within fans are gonna find it now when it comes to performance on the PC. It ran well on the i7 with the Nvidia 1080 at 4014 p which was usually around 16 fps. With the settings on high and the recent drivers will want the consoles to have a 13 fps target and what looks to be roughly the same performance as the original. Now we all know that Vintage has not really had the best of time in the consoles, and the lack of a huge impressive increases really isn't that surprising, but strangely enough most. Versions suffer from some fairly insane property in the Volt geometry, which was surprising, and sensing the load setting in the PC actually did not change. This is just a thing of the engine probably being asked to do a little something. So thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel and press like button in this video. Goodbye.